Here at eSHOP Deals, we understand that overpaying and shovelware are genetic disorders, much like baldness and necrophilia.
And it's only your fault if you don't hate yourself enough to do something about it. And that's where we come in.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another under $5 eShop Deals video, where each and every week we go through the Nintendo Switch eShop and we pick out some of the best games currently on sale, all the while staying under a budget of only $5. So yet again this week we've got some great games to pick up at low prices. Now just before we jump into those deals, however, quick reminder that about halfway through the video I'll be giving away a $10 eShop gift card. If you want to participate in those giveaways, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and drop a comment down below. You then check out the next eShop Deals video to see if you won. And while we're on the topic of other eShop Deals videos, I'll always be linking down below last week's videos, because a lot of those deals are still running today and I don't repeat them 2 videos in a row. Now with all that stuff out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into those deals. Just remember, if you are liking the video, hit that like button. Now our first deal for today is going to be a budget favorite of mine, and that is Radio Squid. That is back to 60% off, only $1.99, and will be running till June 8th. Now Radio Squid is a rhythm-based bullet hell adventure game that even has some slight puzzle-like elements to it. You're basically playing as a tiny squid that has a very simple objective: stop the evil curse using your siren song. Now the game itself almost plays out as a room-based shoot 'em up. However, where the really original element to the gameplay comes is that you can only fire in beat with the music. The rooms are also laid out in almost a puzzle-like fashion, where your bullets wrap around the screen and you have to figure out your best way of dispatching the enemies without killing yourself. I do want to warn that there is a fairly obvious difficulty curve in this game, at least at first, and it does take a little while to get used to. Once you get past that initial curve, however, the gameplay here I found very satisfying and extremely fun. However, I do want to mention that this game can be fairly short, and if you do get a good hang of the mechanics, can be easily blown through in about an hour and a half. Reason why I really like to suggest that when it falls to 60% off for only $1.99, it is a fun experience at that price. Now our next great deal for today is a game hitting a brand new low, and that is Yono and the Celestial Elephants. That is now 80% off, only $3.99, and will be running till June 11th. Now this game is an isometric viewpoint action-adventure game with a heavy emphasis on puzzle solving. And yes, that does make this game one that you could easily compare to a Zelda-like adventure. However, I do have to mention that the difficulty level is much lower here than your average Zelda game. And in my opinion, this is a really great game to introduce a newer player to the Zelda formula and not have them overwhelmed. It is also, however, a great game to pick up even if you're experienced in the genre, because it's a more laid-back experience with a really interesting storyline behind it. The art style is definitely on the cute side and the characters are well written. The 3 dungeons you have to explore, although the puzzles are simple, they are nonetheless very satisfying, and especially at only $3.99 will definitely provide at least 4 to 6 hours of very interesting gameplay. Definitely a great pick for this week. Now our next game for this week is also hitting a brand new low, and that is Greak Memories of Azur. That is now 75% off, $4.99, and will be running till June 18th. Now this game is a 2D action puzzle platformer with some very slight Metroidvania elements. It is also a game that I fully reviewed on the channel, and I'll be linking that down below if you want to check it out. Now although not perfect, this is a game that I really enjoyed a lot, and I honestly can't even believe it's now available for under $5. Now, although you start out your adventure on your own, the main goal here is to reunite with your 2 siblings and control all 3 characters at once. Now, this leads to a very original control system that will definitely take some getting used to at first. Once you did get used to it, however, I did find it worked out pretty well. Now, although the game does give out some Metroidvania vibes, I do want to let you know it really does play out more like a puzzle platformer, with very little backtracking to earlier levels. That's not really a negative, just something to be aware of. But I definitely think that one of the best points of this game are the absolutely beautiful hand-drawn visuals, and the truly awesome soundtrack that is just a feast for the ears. There are also some really heart-touching cutscenes that really highlights the bond between these different siblings. This is just one of those games that I would have said was easily worth its full price, right now at 75% off for $4.99. It's just an absolute steal. And lastly, if you don't want to take my word for it, the best news of all is there's even a free downloadable demo on the Nintendo Switch eShop. Now it's time to take a quick break and announce today's winner of the $10 eShop gift card. And our winner for today is going to be Jonathan Stone 3915, who said, "I just picked up SteamWorld Dig 1 and Rogue Aces, so I'm going to stick with that for now." So those are some really great picks for last week, Jonathan. I hope you had a ton of fun with those games. Now, all you need to do to claim your $10 eShop gift card is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below. Now, if we jump straight back into our deals, I have another great one lined up for you, and that is Yooka-Laylee, that is back to 90% off, only $3.99, and will be running till June 18th. Now, this game is a 3D action platformer, and it's very much emulating the style of Banjo-Kazooie. And in case you're unaware, this game was actually made by the team that developed the original Banjo-Kazooie. It has some truly great level designs and absolutely beautiful visuals. And in my opinion, still today, remains one of the top 3D action platformers on the Nintendo Switch. All that with a polish level that is almost comparable to a first-party game. In my opinion, if you're a 3D platformer fan, this is just one of those must-have games on the Nintendo Switch, especially when the game is on sale like today. It's also, in my opinion, a great budget way to introduce a newer gamer to a 3D platformer, before you decide to shell out those first-party prices. Overall, at only $3.99, this is just an absolutely great pickup for this week. Now, our next great game for today is not only making its first ever appearance on the series, it's also going to be my pick of the week, and that is Splasher, that's hitting a brand new low of 80% off, $2.99, and will be running till June 11th. Now, this game is a 2D precision platformer. Now, your main goal here is to make your way through the paint factory and save all your coworkers from the evil boss, Le Docteur. To do this, you're going to be using your paint cannons that provide you some pretty powerful abilities. In some occasions, you're going to have to paint walls to stick to them, others clean up the paint so you don't bounce off, basically offering you a great variety of gameplay, just what you would expect from a precision platformer. There's also a great level of replayability with some collectathon style sub-objectives, and even a time attack and speedrun mode for those die-hard fans. There's even online leaderboards for those of you with more of a competitive streak. This is really one of those games that I had no idea how I had missed up to today on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm really glad I finally picked up. And definitely, for anyone looking for a challenge for this week or just some zany fun, at only $3, it's just a great option. Now, our next deal for today is going to be Yoku's Island Express, that's also back to its lowest ever price of 80% off, $3.99, and this one will be running till June 18th. Now, this game is a 2D action Metroidvania, however, one with a very original movement system. You're basically playing as Yoku, a pint-sized postman who uses pinball mechanics to move around the world. And as I say every time I talk about this game, although it sounds a little bit odd at first, trust me, it works extremely well and is very satisfying. It also makes this, in my opinion, one of the most original and underrated Metroidvanias currently on the Nintendo Switch. But not only for its mechanics, but it really has a great cast of characters, some beautiful visuals, and once again, a really great soundtrack. And when you can get all that, like today, for only $3.99, value-wise, it's just an incredible package. Lastly, once again, if you don't want to take my word for it, well, guess what? The best news of all is, once again, this game has a free downloadable demo on the Nintendo Switch eShop. So now it's time for today's Sizzle Reel of deals with some other great games to pick up for this week. We're now at the end of today's video, and I want to thank you all for watching, and let me know what games you're picking up in the comments down below. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my channel supporters. Their monthly support is just so appreciated here at the channel. And don't forget, on the way out, if you did like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and click on that notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.